Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me this chance to support this amendment bill by Honorable Jayne. At the same time, congratulate her. Jerry listens to the ground, so she knows the problems that the country is facing. On the onset, Mr. Speaker, we must agree that our health sector is collapsed. It's collapsed, starting from payment of doctors, equipping hospitals. Mr. Speaker, we may pass this bill, but as long as the hospitals are not equipped, the doctors are on the streets demonstrating because they have not been paid, we must first and foremost think where the rain started beating us. I've heard members talking about SHA. I still believe SHA is not working. Yes, they have to deposit 6,000 for 1 year. Honorable Amudel, they're telling us that the president said that you can pay pole pole. I want to tell him this is what, Mr. Speaker, we used to call roadside declarations, because government works with gazettement or policy papers, not on the street. Mr. Speaker, detaining dead bodies is the worst thing that you can do to a family. Mr. Speaker, I know there is a body that was detained in KU for 7 months from my constituency for a very poor family to pay 9 million. They raised funds. It was never enough, not once, not twice. Eventually, Mr. Speaker, I wrote to the CEO. I'm not a family member. I told them, bury that body. I don't have the consent of the family, but it was so painful. Eventually, the body was released when they realized there was no money, more money coming. Mr. Speaker, there was another one. They had done 3 harambes, and the money was not enough, and their title was in the hospital. I wrote to MP Shah, thank God, they got the title released. So if it is not flowing, somebody has to step in to get things to work. We must agree that we have a problem. Members of this parliament, we are all doing those harambes, and we have done them for the longest. So if there are people who should support this Honorable Jerry's bill, it's members of this parliament. It's so painful when a patient has been discharged, but they cannot leave the hospital because of an unpaid bill. Yet, the bill keeps on accruing. These are the things we say. If the health sector is not properly administered, members of parliament and families are going to suffer. Mr. Speaker, I remember when Honorable Sabina Chege was the chair of health, I used to call her all the time to get bills waived. You know, Kenyatta Hospital is a referral hospital. And what happens is that a patient is sent to Kenyatta with the family not knowing, because the patient requires specialized treatment. So they are brought to Kenyatta. Then they die in Kenyatta. the patient, the family to get that body out of Kenyatta is another burden to the family. Mr. Speaker, we have had very many cases where patients go, they are treated, they require medicine, but they have to buy it outside the hospital because there's no medicine in the hospital. Services like X-ray, they have to take it from outside. That's what I'm saying. This is a sector that needs overhaul and being looked after. Mr. Speaker, we have had cases where a patient has to be referred to Kenyatta, as there's no ambulance. Or if it's there, it has no petrol. We have all sorts of problems in the medical sector. Mr. Speaker, emergency. Sometimes there's nothing these doctors can do because there are no equipment. A patient has come, they need this item, they don't have them. So that's what I'm saying. We need to overhaul the health sector. Pay the doctors well, equip the hospitals, so that an emergency is an emergency and it can be treated as such. Because we have had kids or mothers delivering at the casualty. Not once, not twice. We have had mothers lose their babies and they cannot take them home because again there is a bill to be paid. So it's double punishment for families. Here you are, you can't pay that money, yet the person, your patient, is dead. Mr. Speaker, I have a harambe like this that we have to do tomorrow of a body in the hospital. These hospitals also have a problem. You call the doctor and you tell them, please, I want a waiver. Mheshimiwa, what do? We have to run this institution because there's no money. And then during these very hard times, economic times, when families have no even food to eat, and unfortunately, a disease knocks on the door, maybe that emergency. We are living in a very sad state in matters of health. So, Mr. Speaker, I will join all of us in supporting this bill and pray that it sees the right of the day, but the government needs to rethink the health sector. Pay doctors well, equip hospitals, and do what it has to do. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Member for Gunja, followed by member for Funyula.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, thank you for allowing me also to air my voice on this bill, the Health Amendment Bill 2024. Let me start, Honorable Speaker, by thanking Honorable Jayne, Kirinyaga County Member of Parliament, for bringing such a wonderful bill. I think it is timely, and as members, we really need to support it. And I think the bill, the amendment measures on two critical areas. That is one, on the emergency treatments at the hospitals, and also the retention of bodies in the morgues. Mr. Speaker, from the previous debaters or members of Parliament, it is clear that detaining bodies